Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we are doing a deep dive into something we actually do every single day.
Yeah, we are looking at filler words.
Right. Words like, well, actually, and the very famous word like.
Exactly. And to do this, we are using a really great stack of sources. We have guides from Duolingo, Preply, and Skyeng.
Yeah, plus some grammar rules and a really interesting article on public speaking from the Harvard Extension School.
Our mission today is to figure out how these words that people usually hate are actually the secret to sounding like a natural English speaker.
Right. Because we want to learn how to use them without sounding unprofessional. Because, learning English from a textbook is sort of like driving a car in an empty parking lot.
Oh, that is a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it is safe, it is perfect, you press the gas, you turn the wheel. But a real conversation with someone, that's like driving in crazy city traffic.
Yeah, it is totally unpredictable.
Exactly. People cut you off, things change fast.
Yeah.
So filler words act like shock absorbers. They keep the ride smooth when things get bumpy.
Okay.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because calling them shock absorbers gives them a lot of credit.
It really does. But they are
Yeah.
not just mistakes. They have a real psychological purpose. The biggest one is holding the floor.
Holding the floor, like keeping your turn to speak.
Exactly. Silence usually tells the other person, hey, I am done talking. It is your turn.
Right.
So if you need a second to think of a word and you just stay totally silent, the other person might just jump in and interrupt you.
Oh, I see.
But if you say, or, well, you are sending a signal. You are saying, I am still thinking, please do not interrupt me.
Okay, that makes sense. But let me push back a little bit. Why can't we just, speak perfectly?
What do you mean?
Like, if we are prepared,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we just have the words ready and avoid stalling completely?
Well, what's fascinating here is where that urge to avoid silence comes from. The Harvard source talks about our childhood.
Our childhood.
Yeah. From a very young age, we are taught to answer questions immediately. Think about a teacher asking a child a question.
Oh, right. If you just stare at the teacher in silence, they think you are being rude? Or that you do not know the answer?
Exactly. You answer fast to show respect. So as adults, we still feel this huge panic when there is dead air.
Wow. So saying is just our inner child freaking out.
Basically, yeah. Fillers give us a fraction of a second to think, which calms that panic.
That is wild. But they do more than just stall, right? Like,
Yeah.
they also make us sound nicer.
Yes, reducing bluntness is their other big job. Let's use an example from the sources. Imagine you have to tell a coworker they have food in their teeth.
Oh, that is always so awkward.
Right. If you just say, you have something in your teeth, it sounds like a laser beam. It is too direct.
Yeah, the person would get really defensive.
But if you say, well, you have a little something in your teeth.
Oh, yeah. The tension just goes away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fillers show that you feel a little awkward, too. It makes it a gentle social interaction instead of an attack.
Okay, so they help us hold the floor and they soften the blow. But I assume not all fillers are the same.
Definitely not.
Like, if I'm in a job interview, I do not want to say all the time. I would look totally unprepared.
Right. Context is everything. The sources say the safest ones to start with are well and so.
Because they sound a bit more professional.
Yeah. They do not sound like you are nervous. If an interviewer asks a hard question, starting with, well, gives you a runway.
A runway.
Like a polite moment to gather your thoughts. It makes you look thoughtful, not panicked.
That is really useful. What about, the Skyeng source talked about a video of Ryan Reynolds on The Ellen Show.
Yes, that is a great example.
He kept saying, while telling a story about his kid on an airplane. And it did not sound nervous at all. Why did that work so well?
Because, is a comprehension check. He is using it to connect with the audience.
Like checking if they are still listening.
Exactly. Every time he says, he's basically asking, are you following me? Have you ever traveled with a crazy toddler?
Oh, wow. It pulls you right into the story.
It creates a bond. It is very effective for casual stories.
I also noticed the sources talk a lot about the phrase I mean. I catch myself using that one when I make a mistake.
Yeah, that is its main job. It is a self-correction tool.
Like when you say the wrong day.
Exactly. You say, the meeting is on Thursday. It fixes the error instantly.
It is so much faster than stopping and saying, oh, I'm sorry, let me start over.
Much smoother. Now, another really interesting one from the police source is the word actually.
Oh, right. This one is great for disagreeing with people without starting a fight.
Yes, it is very diplomatic. The sources give a fun scenario for this. Imagine Tom owes Jerry $20.
Okay.
But Tom walks up and says, I know I owe you $10. Now Jerry has to correct him.
Right. And if Jerry just uses textbook English, he says, you owe me $20, which sounds really aggressive.
Exactly. It invites an argument. But if Jerry uses our shock absorbers, he can say, well, you see, actually, you owe me $20.
Wow. It totally changes the feeling.
It does. The well and you see act as padding and actually introduces the real fact without sounding like a personal attack.
It is brilliant. So, to you, the listener, if you want to sound more natural right now, the best advice is to start with well,
Yes, those are the safest ones for beginners.
use well to start a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Use I mean to fix a mistake. It will make your English sound so much more authentic.
They're great training wheels.
But here's where it gets really interesting. We have to talk about the troublemaker. The most hated filler word in English.
You mean like,
Totally. Where did this word even come from?
Yeah.
Why does everyone use it? And why do grammar teachers hate it so much?
well, the Duolingo source says the modern use started in the 1970s, mostly with young, wealthy women in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles.
Oh, the classic Valley Girl stereotype.
Exactly. That stereotype made people think the word sounded unserious. But today, it is used everywhere, all over the world.
Yeah, the Skying source actually counted how many times Ariana Grande used it in an interview.
Right. 6 times in just 15 seconds.
6 times. How does her sentence even make sense with that many likes?
Because she uses it as a pacing tool. Her grammar is actually fine, but she uses to fill the dead air while her brain plans the next part of the sentence.
So to younger people, it sounds totally normal, but to older people, it sounds crazy.
Exactly. And it is confusing because rear is a real word with real grammar rules, but it gets used as a filler too.
Oh, like that scene from the TV show Community the sources mentioned.
Yes, the character Shirley is trying to describe some brownies she baked.
Right, and she is nervous. So she says, these brownies are, and Pierce yells, to make fun of her.
Yeah, and then she says, and he yells,
And finally she says, these brownies are delicious, they taste like, and Pierce yells, like. But Shirley gets mad and says, that is not a filler word.
It perfectly shows the problem. She was using it correctly that time. The brownies taste like something, but because she used so many fillers before that, Pierce just assumed it was another mistake.
Yeah, people also use it when they are exaggerating. Like if I say, he is 7 feet tall, I do not mean exactly 7 feet.
Right, it is an approximator. Or people use it to report a conversation. Instead of saying he said, they say, he's like, right.
And I was like, no way. Yes, we do that all the time. But there is a big danger here, right? The sources warn us not to use too many.
Yes, there is a limit. If you use 1 or 2, you sound natural. If you use 10, you lose your credibility.
Like if you start a meeting by saying, actually, it was,
Yeah, you have lost the room. People will just think you do not know what you are talking about.
So the shock absorbers just take over the car.
Exactly.
So this brings up a huge question. If I am in a big job interview and my brain freezes, I know I cannot say, or 5 times in a row,
Yeah.
what do I do instead?
This is where the Harvard Extension School advice comes in. They say for formal public speaking, you should try to eliminate fillers completely.
Completely. 0 fillers.
Yeah.
That sounds impossible. Especially since we just talked about how it is tied to our childhood panic.
It is hard. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to look at where we usually say, the Harvard source calls them hotspots.
Hotspots. Okay. Where are they?
There are 2 main places. The first is right at the beginning of a sentence, right after someone asks you a question.
Okay, that makes sense.
The second is in the white space between 2 different ideas.
Oh, I like the analogy from the text for this.
I-
Think of talking like typing an essay. The first hotspot is like pressing the tab key to start a new paragraph.
Yeah,
You are just starting the engine.
exactly. And the second hotspot is the literal space between paragraph 1 and paragraph 2.
Right. So because we are building the sentence in real time, we fill those empty spaces with noise. So what is the Harvard solution?
It is very simple, but very hard to do. You just pause.
Just stop talking.
Just stop. Pause, think, answer. When you get a hard question, do not say, well. Just take a silent 2-second breath.
Wow.
Gather your thoughts and then start speaking. And when you finish a point, close your mouth, think, and start the next point.
That feels really unnatural. Because like we said, silence feels like failing. It feels like forgetting your lines on a stage.
It does induce panic. But you have to change your perspective. To the listener, a pause does not look like fear.
It doesn't.
No, it looks like total control. It tells the room, I am taking your question seriously, and my answer is worth waiting for.
Oh, wow. So a rapid string of ums makes you look desperate, but silence makes you look confident.
Exactly.
So a pause isn't a failure, it's just the tab key.
Right. And the source has a great tip for practicing this. Record yourself giving a presentation and watch it back.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It is totally uncomfortable, but watching yourself say 30 times will break the habit very quickly. You will see how much it weakens your message.
I believe that.
And
So what does this all mean? Let's bring all these sources together. Here's the main takeaway. Filler words are not stupid errors.
no, they are not.
They're advanced tools for sounding fluent and natural in English. They soften blunt messages, they keep the listener engaged, and they give our brains a second to catch up. They are like the spices of conversation.
But just like spices, you have to use them in moderation.
Right. Well, or, makes you relatable. But too much like or ruins the dish. And in high-stakes moments, the best filler is silence.
The strategic pause.
Terrifying, but necessary.
So what stands out to you? We want you to try an experiment. Next time you speak English or leave a voice message, try to notice which filler words you use.
Yeah, do you always start with so? Do you say you know a lot?
Just observe yourself without judging. It is the first step to mastering your speech.
Absolutely. Record yourself. You will be surprised.
Hmm.
And to leave you with a final, slightly provocative thought to think about. We talked about how filler words prove we are human, right?
Right.
Well, tech companies are spending billions to make AI sound more natural. Right now, AI uses perfect textbook grammar.
Yeah, they sound like robots.
But if fillers are the true mark of a human brain thinking in real time, will programming an AI to say, or misuse the word like, be the ultimate test of making them sound human?
Wow, that is a fascinating and maybe a little creepy thought for the future.
Something to think about next time your phone's voice assistant pauses to answer you.
If you found this episode useful, please subscribe to our channel.
Yes, and feel free to hit the like button and click the bell icon for more updates. Thank you for listening.
See you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.